Okay, so welcome to part two where we look at the week ahead. So when we look at the key data for this week, US, they've got Independence Day on Tuesday. For me, though, I would expect because of that, Monday and Tuesday could be a bit quieter, with many of them taking a long weekend for Independence Day. And of course, lower volume, higher volatility, so just be careful of that. And then data wise, we have PMI manufacturing, ISM, FOMC minutes. Again, just keep an eye on that on Wednesday evening UK time, because that's going to give us a little bit more insight into the discussions and how the various members, the voting members that is, are looking forward. Of course, we already saw the dot plot and how that's panning out. And then, of course, there's lots of employment data coming out in the US. We've got ADP, jobless claims, JOLTS, and, of course, NFP. When it comes to NFP, a little reminder, I'm much more focused on the weekly hours, hourly earnings, unemployment rate. And for me also, I like to see that jobs to earnings ratio. So, the jobs, sort of how many are unemployed, how many jobs are available. And, you just divide that down. I mean, that did sort of get to a peak of 2 to 1. So there was 2 jobs for every person unemployed. But that's dropped back to about 1.6 now, I believe it is. And that's according to Powell. That was in his testimony last week or the week before. Now, moving on to the EU, we've got PMI manufacturing and services. In the UK, we got PMI manufacturing and services plus house prices. And of course, that manufacturing sector still does seem under so much pressure. And of course, services have been really benefiting. So you've had that divergence there. In Canada, we've got unemployment being released. In Japan, we've got manufacturing PMI. And China takes in PMI. Australia, we've got the Royal Bank of Australia rate decision. And again, PMI. It's pretty much PMI week. So, that's it. It's going to be an interesting week. I mean, the stock markets are still so strong. You just see them Friday, the way they just raced up and up. Can they sustain that? And also for how long? They're the big questions. And, I'm going to cover that and a bit more when we move on to the macro outlook in part 3. So I hope you'll join us for that. So once again, here's our services. I'm going to let you just read through. I'm not going to bore you by constantly repeating it in every part that we provide of this YouTube series. So, that's just down to you. But, feel free to reach out with any questions around anything that we offer. And we'll definitely have a conversation and try and guide you in the right direction.